Hey, Barry. Hey, Barry. Oop,
Hey, Tom.
yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
I got on a little late. I had a eye doctor's appointment.
Oh, now you can see my pretty face.
Yeah, you look great. What's
Yeah,
up? Did you play a lot? You played that Friday and then I don't think you
I
played
got
any.
one today. That's why I already showered. As soon as the call's over, go put my clothes on and head down.
Oh, good.
In fact, while I was sitting here looking at myself, I was warming up on a banjo.
Yeah, I saw that. But so is this anything to do with Jazz Fest or?
Yeah, Jazz Fest starts this weekend.
Yeah, but is that your job or?
No,
Okay.
no, I'm doing well, it's associated with Jazz Fest. It's a group that has come into New Orleans and they're going to Jazz Fest, but we're doing a private jazz concert for
Oh, I got it.
them.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
seems like,
at the Montleone Hotel, so I got to go fight the crowds right now.
well, it seems like New Orleans is doing great. I mean, between the Pelicans and Jazz Fest and last week, everything that was going on, a lot of
Last week
conventions.
was big with French Quarter Fest.
Yeah, French Quarter Fest. I mean, everything seems to be clicking and people are coming a lot, and that's good.
Yeah, well, it's springtime in New Orleans, you know.
Yeah, but it was springtime a year ago, and nothing was happening.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
So I think it's hopefully we're kind of over this craziness. I hope. I hope. I don't think Billy's coming today. He's got something else going on.
Yeah,
David.
he told me to send you the photos. I just looked through some of my photos and looked for some we hadn't seen in a long time.
No, those are good. I have them ready to go. I was just working on them.
Yeah, they're ones that I hadn't seen. I don't think we've looked at in a while, so
Well,
I shot with you.
that shot of Bourbon Street with the Thunderbird in front, the old Thunderbird, that's cool. I've never seen that one.
That's one that hasn't gotten much play, but
Yeah. Well, there's
there's
not very
not
many
many shots of the
shots of,
exterior.
yeah.
And that's one that doesn't get much play, the one with the Thunderbird.
Yeah, I love the old cars, and
Mhm.
some of those old cars were really classy.
Yeah, for a while there, Dottie and I, we around here they have those I don't know, things that where you get together, all the people show their old cars off. We
Uh-huh.
used to go to them just to walk around and look at the old cars.
Well, that's cool. Those kind of things happen not as much up here as I'd like them to, but yeah. Let's see what else is. So
They got a place right near my house, about a mile away, a hamburger place that was popular in the 1950s. So once a month, they have the old car night.
yeah,
And they play 50s music. They got a DJ out in the parking lot, and all these people show up with their old cars that are restored. Then it draws people like me that want to go over there, hang out,
yeah, talk to people.
and check the cars out. So it's pretty neat. And you eat a hamburger there, so they make money, so everybody's happy.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's real good. And let's see, it's a couple weeks until your granddaughter does her debut, right?
Yeah, actually next Saturday,
Okay,
week from tomorrow. So we're getting ready for that for sure.
I bet. I know Billy's not taping those anymore, but I know he goes because his
Right.
friend,
Yeah, he goes to all of them.
his friend tapes them.
He's a big time theater guy.
He is, and that's good. And Dottie goes. Dottie likes him, and their granddaughter likes him.
Yeah, I like him a lot. You know, I mean, that's how I met Danny and all, was down in theater.
Uh-huh.
And Billy came later at the same theater. But Danny was still there. So Danny and Billy knew each other from the theater. But I
Mhm.
met Danny at the theater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You both went up to the university in Hammond, didn't you, for performance or something?
Danny didn't. I did.
Okay.
I went to Southeastern for 3 years. right after high school. That's where I majored in music. And then I saw I could make as much money, or if not more, being a banjo player, you follow his mustache, than being a high school band director. I got out of music education, that's for sure.
Yeah.
When I went back to school after the mustache, when we were playing hula hands, I went back and got a degree in business. That was smarter,
Yeah. Kent and I used to work at a big resort in Missouri, and the head bellboy was this guy named Eddie Washington. And Eddie was a high school teacher that quit because he can make more money as a bellman than he could as a high school teacher.
That's right. That's right. Hey, Dot.
Hey, Dottie. And
Tom said hi to you.
Hi, Tom.
hi, Dottie. Yeah, Nate, when did you work for Popeyes or somebody as a PR person? Or?
I worked for Al Copeland, which was Popeyes and Copeland's and churches and all that. I was in the management training and development department. I
Okay.
headed that up. I was with him for 23 years.
Wow.
23 years.
Yeah, we're pretty old to have all these years go by.
23 years I retired from them. 20 years ago, actually 19 years ago, I retired from them. 19 years ago. I've been playing music ever since.
Yeah. That's good. If you like what you do, it's not a job.
Well, I liked what I did working for, fast food and all that. I really loved it. They just wanted me to move to Atlanta. I didn't want that.
Yeah. Copeland sold out. Was that it?
Yeah. Well, he lost the company.
Oh.
He lost the company with stocks, junk bond funds, and stuff like that. He actually lost the company, and a new company came in and wanted me to move. They wanted to move the headquarters. Well, they did move the headquarters to Atlanta and wanted me to move there. I didn't want to do that. So, but they took care of me. They gave me a nice package and all that. So
That's good.
yeah, I was happy.
And Dottie was a nutritionist?
Yeah, she was the chief clinical and administrative dietitian at Oxnard.
Wow. That should have been good.
Yeah. It was real good. She was there for 25 years too.
It's a long time, but.
And now we're both retired, even though I still play 2-3 times a week, but that's not really work. That's money to buy my cigars and hand the grandkids 20s when they come over.
Yeah. But it's nice that you got all your daughters there close by.
Yeah. Yeah, they all within 2 minutes away.
That's pretty good. Our two sons both live in San Francisco.
Yeah, I know that.
That's a long way. But Elliot, the one that you met at the bar, he's having a child. So we're going to probably be out there sometime I guess he's having it in September, or she's having it in September.
So you're going to be a grandpa.
I'm going to be a grandpa.
That's your first grandkid?
First grandkid. Yeah.
Let me tell you what, it's pretty neat. Like I said, I got 6 of them, and they're all close, but it's a good thing.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. And I like Elliot's attitude about the whole deal. He's just trying kind of lying low so he doesn't get blamed for anything by his wife. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Emily's looking forward to that. So, we talk sometimes about moving out there, but we don't want to be, if we move out there, then it's kind of puts pressure on them. So we had an apartment in our house, and the tenant's moving out, and we're going to make that so that there's plenty of room to stay, because Elliot flies to Europe all the time for work, and he stops by a lot, and Nick's here a lot on the East Coast. So we're going to see how that works out. Snake's coming. I see Snake up here.
Trying to get on.
Snake's good. Snake's loyal. He comes all the time.
I try to come as much as I can. Hey, Snake.
Hey, Snake. And David, let's see. I told you David's probably not coming, and Billy's not coming, and
Can you hear me?
yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you. You sound good. How you doing?
Oh, hang in.
You look good.
Well, that's iffy, but
No, I mean, you had a stroke a couple of months ago, and you don't have half of your face, paralyzed or anything. You look good.
that's too bad.
I mean, I would have never known that if you wouldn't have told me.
Well, thankfully it was a mild one.
Yeah,
And I'm on some blood thinner and that kind of thing now.
oh, that's good.
They're going to check it probably in another 2 months.
And for your oxygen, do you have tanks, or do you have what they call a regenerator or whatever it is?
I've got a portable unit that is on demand. It's
Okay.
it's a little bag. It makes it so it's a regenerator.
Uh,
At night, I use a big concentrator that's full. That's full time.
okay.
Hey, what blood thinner are you on, Snake?
I don't even know the name of it.
Is it Coumadin or Eliquis?
Might be Eliquis. I don't think Coumadin.
Yeah, Eliquis. That's what I'm on.
Oh, yeah. Boy, you bruise easy too.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of purple on me.
Well, I went to the heart doctor today to check in, and one of my kids had sent me some marijuana tea to put you to sleep at night. So I took an envelope of that with me and said, because my wife had looked it up on Google, and sometimes it affects your blood pressure medicine. So my doctor's pretty young, and I pulled this out and I go, hey, will this stuff affect my blood pressure medicine? And he looks at it and he goes, nah, that's okay. I said, all right. But I tried it once, and it did sort of put me to sleep, but it also gave you, I woke up in the middle of the night with dry mouth.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I said,
air will do that to you too.
oh, it will. Okay.
Yeah, big time. And runny nose, and I don't know.
Well, hey, here's Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, y'all, how are you?
We're good. How are you?
Man,
Well,
we got the Denver contingent here.
That's right.
yeah, I'm better than the average old thimble-minded washboard player on a Friday. How you guys?
I'm doing good. I'm getting ready to go to a gig. As soon as I finish this call, I'm gonna put my suit on, head down to the French Quarter.
Damn, you need a washboard player?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, why don't you fly in right now?
What were you guys talking about, dry mouth stuff?
Well, I was talking about my son sent me some CP.
We're talking about, Mike, drama, we're talking about your wife.
My what? My what?
Your wife.
I don't have one of those,
Oh, okay.
but I've got a daughter and 3 grandchildren and a great grandson. I didn't know about them until last year. 77 years I went through this world thinking I didn't have kids, and then all of a sudden, man, I'm a great grandfather. What the hell's up with that shit? It's
Well,
actually
did
pretty
you-
wonderful. I love it.
How'd you learn about that? I mean, did she come and talk to you, or?
I had a relationship with a really cool lady in the 60s, and we didn't see each other for quite a while. And she told me she had gotten pregnant and had a daughter who she gave up for adoption. For over 50 years, I've wondered about it, and I'd pretty much given up on it. And then, do you guys know what a thing called classmates.com is on the internet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got contacted October 2020 by this lady, and I saw her looking at my profile, and then I got contacted by her. She said, hi, I'm looking for my biological father, whose name is Mike Johnson. And she had pictures of me and a lot of information. I knew right away, but we did the DNA test in January a year ago, and sure enough, and she and her second husband were out here in July last year, got to spend a lot of time with them, and haven't met her kids or the new great grandbaby. But it's really kind of fascinating, kind of interesting, you know?
Yeah, I bet. Did she want to know? Did she ask you a lot of questions about you? Like what?
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff. She wants to know my sister's for years has been into genealogy. She's got our family down going back a lot of time years. So she's included, my daughter's name is Liz. She's included her and a lot of her family stuff in it and other things that's be fun. And I think she and her husband are going to try to get out in there for a short visit in July this year too, because they haven't met my brother and his wife and kid and grandkids from Montana yet. So looking forward to it. It'll be great. But I didn't remember having mentioned that to any of you guys, but I just think it's really cool, you know.
Yeah, it is.
There you go.
My wife
Hey,
had,
Tim Burton.
Good afternoon, folks.
hey, Gim,
All is
my
well,
wife
I
had
hope.
a sister up here that she didn't know about.
Whoops.
And I'd love to
Oh,
have.
daughter. Oh, are you talking about me, Tom?
You know, I'm talking about me. I said, my wife had a sister just
Oh,
come out of nowhere and call her up and say, you know, your father was married before he married your mother to my mother, and I'm your sister. And that was pretty cool.
it is. It is. And the night I met them, July last year, it was kind of like old home week, like we'd known each other for years. So many interesting similarities when you get into personalities and various things. And she had met her biological mother about 10 or 15 years ago. And she'd given, there were things that, as she saw pictures of me and things, she said, yeah, I picked you out of all these pictures right away from like my third grade class in school, in a country farm school in Minnesota with one teacher and about 8 grades. And so I could pick you out right away, you know, and I thought, okay, that's cool. So it's been an interesting trip, man.
Yeah, sounds like it. Gim, how you doing?
Not too bad, you?
Good.
My wife is big into genealogy, and she says if you're going to get into genealogy, it's not for the faint of heart. You're going to find out things you didn't know, and maybe some of them will please you, and some of them won't.
Yeah.
And, it's not for the faint of heart, no. But it's great fun. She found that. Well, she's tracked her family back to Germany in the 16th century, and she's found that one of her deep, dark, distant relatives was a preacher in the Lutheran Church and studied under Martin Luther. Now, was that
Wow,
cool?
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the other hand, you can find, like second marriages like you found that weren't reported in the family conversation. So it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, it can be, but yeah, you're right, Kim. It can pull up some surprises and things that are pretty astonishing as well.
Hey, Rick.
Welcome back.
Hi, Rick.
Oh, hey,
Rick has probably got a lot of kids that he doesn't know about.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Well, I found out that I only had one kid, but 3 grandkids and now a great grandson. So that really shocked the living hell out of me. But it's been
Oh,
a
wow.
beautiful, wonderful experience.
Oh,
That's-
wow.
Great grandson.
A great grandchild. Wow.
Yeah, brand new in early September last year.
Good for you.
Congratulations, great grandpa.
We're not that
Thank you.
far yet. We're
I
getting-
got
we're
a
getting
question.
along.
I got a question for some of you guys. For you guys, do any of you know Jim Mayak?
Yes.
He died. I know that.
Well, I'm not sure if he's passed away yet.
Oh, really?
I'm not
Oh.
sure. Harold Johnson, who many of you know, sent
Yeah.
out an email last week saying that came to him from Wendy and Jim's wife, Wendy, and others, that he was in the hospital with a brain bleed and the doctors couldn't do anything and he wouldn't survive it. But I think from Facebook posts I've seen as recently as today, I think he's hanging in there. But it's really sad because if you know Jim, he's one of the most talented people I've ever known and one of the most humble and down to earth, nice guys. And he and Wendy have just been fantastic over there. So it's really kind of sad.
He's got an album called I'll Do It Myself.
Is what?
He's got an album called I'll Do It Myself. He plays
Yeah.
every instrument.
Yeah, he
Really?
did that with,
Really?
he played all the instruments in a 7-piece band on it. I don't know if any of you guys ever heard of a guy named Park Frankenfield out of Pennsylvania, but he did that for his audition thing for
Right.
Sacramento Jazz Festival about 40 years ago. But Jim Mayak, yeah, he plays, and I sat in with him with a band in California a couple of years ago called Cell Block 7. he and Bill Dendle were switching back and forth between piano and trombone. One of them, they'd do about 3 tunes on one instrument, and then they'd switch and do the other. And just nice guy.
Yeah, I've never met him, but I talked to him on the phone, Jim.
Yeah. Jim's a great guy and just a sweetheart.
Ooh, Roger's
Right.
Don't you just hate those guys that can play multiple instruments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
lucky if I could play one, but I figured out how to do 2, and beyond that, it's just too mind-boggling for me. So, you know.
Who'd say Roger?
Hey,
what's
Roger.
up,
Guys, how y'all doing there?
We're here.
Roger, you look like Kilroy again. Wait, let's put your feet down.
Could be better, have been worse, Roger.
There
There,
you go, Roger.
there you go.
Hey, here I am. I'm just so
You're sitting-
happy down here because those Suns went up there and beat the shit out of the Pelicans.
How about that?
Took him a while.
Their number one player in the league was out for most of the game, the 6th series. He played the first quarter of the first game and scored 31 points. Then
Yeah, but they went into the playoffs, the number 1 team in the nation, and the Pels were the last team in the nation. The Pels kept them for 6 games.
Pels gave him a
That's
good thing,
because the
but you
number
can't,
one player was out.
well, for 2 games.
The Pels' number 1 player was out.
Yeah,
Who?
Zion.
Pels' number 1 player
Yeah.
was out, Zion.
Yeah,
But
well,
you got to give Chris Paul credit. Jesus, man, he still got it. It's 36
Yeah, he
years
looked
old.
great.
Woo,
He
man,
looked great.
he is
Chris
tough.
Paul is a living legend and a teacher of basketball.
He is. He is.
He's so fun to watch. And
But 7 years in New Orleans before he went for the
when
left.
Booker and he are in there together,
Yeah,
it's really hard to control him because there's always the other guy to go to
yeah.
take care of the points and everything. And with Booker out those games, they predicted him to be out a long time, but he was only out, I guess, about 5.5 games or something.
2 games, wasn't it? No.
No, he went out of the first game after the first quarter. Then he
Okay.
went in last night. That was the 6th
Yeah.
game. And he was in and out. The coach didn't play him the whole game.
Well, Phoenix is just still in, aren't they?
Yeah, they're next to the next round.
Yeah, yeah.
Denver got beat the first round pretty bad. You can't win with one guy.
No. Did you hear what Chris Paul said during the interview? He loves New Orleans.
Oh, he does.
He says, I just love it here. The people, so this is one of the hardest areas to play in because the fans here are so loud, even in a basketball arena. And also,
He gave New Orleans a lot of credit. He said he loves. He always pulls for the Pelicans except
I
when they're
thought it was
playing.
weird.
Oh yeah,
Pelicans, they played really hard. They had a lot of
class act.
and but they played to me like a sort of a back, I don't know, playing outdoors on a cement high school after hours. Well, the way they were playing and running around, and they didn't have the finesse yet. That
Well, Alvarez was amazing.
Ooh.
The
Was
little
that-
guy, the 5'9" guard.
that little weasel,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
he was like a bad rat trying to get on you all the time.
He got to Chris Paul one game.
He did in one, but Chris
got
Paul
to
just
him.
hung in there, and Chris accidentally backed into him. He just
Yeah, with his elbow.
laying on the floor.
Yeah.
But the thing is, after the game, the coach, I believe, from Pelicans used to be working in Arizona as assistant coach.
Yeah.
And so they all knew each other.
Mighty Williams used to coach the Pelicans. So,
Yeah.
you know, they're big buds.
It's like a big family fighting each other.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was sad. The New Orleans coach was crying afterwards. But anyway, it was a fun series to watch and everything.
It was some good games.
Oh yeah, it's people down here are crazy about sports. This is it's like Louisiana in a way in some of the southern states. I've never seen so many big high school football stadiums in an area here. Oh, it's like
It's interesting. You guys are big basketball fan, big professional basketball fan. I'm a
Yeah.
great college basketball fan, but I kind of don't really fancy the pros anymore because they're all a bunch of pituitary giants who leap above the rim and jam it down through the ball.
That's not true anymore, Gim. Man, you
Yeah.
watch some of these teams with those 3-point shots. It's
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
No rebounding.
The 3-point shot has revolutionized the game. That's for sure.
And I hate it.
Yeah,
I
somebody
played-
was playing it.
But I love the college games. I just can't get into the professional games.
Yeah, well,
Hey, is anybody watching the USFL? The new football.
Not really. I sort of turned it on, but I didn't stick to it. It just sort of flicked
Yeah, I
on.
didn't either. I was not in the mood for it. I said, I'll give it a look and see if I can find anything interesting about it. And I said, nah, it's not football season.
Really.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
It's,
I played center and that 3-point shot, nobody rebounds. So finally just tell them, go get your own damn rebounding. We had to run the full length of the floor.
Yeah.
really. Well, football's gonna be coming up soon. We'll get excited about that.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Lord, it's only April, Roger. Goodness sakes. Let the baseball
Draft
teams,
time. It's draft
Let the-
weekend.
Baseball,
let the
baseball-
baseball season
I'm mad
develop.
at the baseball players, that strike they pulled. That makes them damn much money and they're striking. And what that did during the spring season there, it hurt a lot of cities like out in Florida and down here in Arizona. That's a big deal down there. This stadiums down there are huge, like major league stadiums you go to.
Sure.
And they're packed with spring training people. And everybody comes to town, all the restaurants and all the small business owners make a lot of money.
Sure.
And that really cut them out. And
Yeah, well,
before that, they
that-
had the pandemic that cut them out. So
Yeah. That spring lockout where the owners locked out the union and the unions then decided they'd strike. So it's really kind of a mutual disgust society. But, I get, my reaction to that is settle this fellas. I cannot get excited about millionaires fighting with billionaires about how to spend money. And it's just-
exactly, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
let's just play ball and have a
Good
good.
Lord. I mean, a good pitcher in major leagues makes $1,000 a pitch. I mean, that's the sort of prices we're talking about here. And it
Well, one
cost
of
me
the-
$50 for a couple of hot dogs and a beer. I mean, that's really, I'm tired of
No
that. shit.
kidding.
I really am.
Even at the spring training games, the prices went up. The last game we saw here was just, I think we're into 3 games and the pandemic came and everything was closed down. And it's just really, really hurtful for everybody.
Well, up here we have the old Redskins, which are now the Commanders. And there's DC, Virginia, and Maryland.
Right.
And it used to be that the states used to fight, or the cities used to fight over building stadiums. Well, all 3 of them have just told the Commanders to forget it. They're not building them a stadium. If they want one, they got to build it or stay in the one they're in, which I thought was
about
pretty
time they
good.
did that. This
Yeah.
stuff with cities building stadiums for teams that make everybody rich is just bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the rich people passing their money around.
Yeah.
Not sharing any of it.
I gave up on baseball when the Dodgers left Brooklyn.
Oh,
When the
yeah.
Rockies came to Colorado, I went to a few of the games and I don't know, yeah, big deal. Never got into basketball, never got into hockey, and I might sound like a man, like I came from a foreign planet or something, which maybe I did. I was a Broncos fan from 1960 in their first year until a few years ago when a couple of guys named Jay Cutler and their first Brandon Marshall with Denver, whiny crybaby dipsticks that making millions of dollars and get out on the field and fizzle. And I just got tired of it. And I don't even give a damn about any of it anymore. So my mantra, if you want to call it that these days, is to hell with pseudo professional sports, support live music, brothers and sisters. How's that one?
No, that's good. Well, Barry sent me some photos, and one of them that I really, really like, because I don't see very many of the outside of the Father's Mustache in New Orleans.
Oh, yeah.
I love this picture because of the Thunderbird and the Fairlane.
The cars out front are more impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But out of all the pictures that we've collected, we don't have very many of the outside of 426 Bourbon.
This is really the best one at showing the club.
We
Yeah.
have some of the dream room outside
Mhm.
before it's a mustache. Do you have those?
The which ones?
I've got it.
The dream room.
I've got it.
Yeah, I have some pictures of the dream room before it was a mustache.
Oh, I've never seen those.
It's sort of interesting. It can show you the development that the mustache did and how they extended the balcony and to change the entrance around. And
Right.
The entrance was actually in where the Clarity and Andy's is for the Dream Room. And the inside was a lot different. I have a.
Well, I was reading one of the History of New Orleans books, and they talked about in the late 1800s, 426 Bourbon Street was the first Black mortuary.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I knew there were ghosts in there.
Oh, that could be it.
I didn't know that.
That Thunderbird looks pretty neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thunderbird
That is cool.
does.
And that one's a Ford, isn't it? Ford Fairlane.
The one behind it, I think I don't think Ford ever did headlights like that. It looks like a Chrysler Corporation car.
Could be.
At first I thought it might be a 57 Ford, but no, those headlights
Yeah.
are all wrong for a Ford.
What do you think that year that Thunderbird, 64, 65?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yep. That's about right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was, looks like it was right after the Mustache opened almost.
Yeah, the signs kind of look like
The
that.
signs, the Mustache Stompers out on the sign and
I
everything.
still wish I knew what happened to that sign.
Yeah.
It hung there for a couple of years after the Mustache burned down.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh,
That was a slow moving process and very depressing.
You know, you talk about pictures and ghosts. I've got a few pictures from inside the Denver Club, but not many from outside. And I don't know, Snake, I don't know if you have any,
No, not
but,
many.
but the club was, we always felt it was haunted. We'd be staying there late at night after the club closed and drinking or doing something. And there was a lot of indications that the place might be haunted, but those buildings going back to the, I don't know, sometime in the 1800s in early Denver.
Well, that was the Wild West there.
I wish I had I've been trying to see if I've got pictures of the fire truck or anything. And Snake, remember out on Morrison Road, the Mustache fire truck sat out there for years.
Yep.
And I always wanted to stop by and talk to him and never got around to it. And I don't know where it went from there.
Did that fire truck have a driver all the way in the back also?
Oh, the what?
You know how they have a driver in the back with turns of.
No. It wasn't a hook and ladder. It was a pump truck, an open cab.
A pumper, the pump truck?
Yeah, it was a pumper. And I drove, that was my only transportation in the summer in 70 and drove it up to Cheyenne Frontier Days. It took me 5 hours to get there. Year before I'd gone up there in a Corvette and it took me 50 minutes, but actually took the fire truck to a fire station in Aurora and they hooked the damn thing up to a fire hydrant and turned on the pumper and it worked. But the funny thing is the radiator had a big leak, so we carried a 50-gallon drum behind the seat full of water and we'd have to stop every few miles and fill the radiator. But it was great for parades. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And you remember that, don't you?
Are the fire trucks in Denver red or white?
It was red and it was a 1936 American LaFrance.
Uh-huh.
And it originally had a nice siren and a bell and some other things, but we parked it in a parking lot across the alley from the Mustache. And a lot of that stuff got stolen on it off Roger over the years, but it was a lot of fun. We'd have people come in there and say, look, I got to pick my boss up at the airport on Wednesday. Could you take me out there and we'll pick my boss up and it'll freak him out. And we'd do that. And we had a lot of fun with that thing over those years, but I wish the hell I had a picture of it because I wanted to buy that thing. If I had enough money and could have bought it, I would fix it up. I'd still have it, but yeah, what the hell?
Here's a picture that Roger gave us.
Yeah, that's the car from the Red Garter.
Mhm.
I don't know what kind of car it was, but it was a convertible. And it caught on fire in front of the Mustache on Bourbon Street. And
And the Red Garter in New Orleans also had a fire truck.
yeah, well, they had this car also.
Mhm.
And in fact, you can sort of see the Red Garter label on the side of the door there. And was the manager there at the Red Garter. And I ran out and gave him that fire extinguisher.
Hmm.
Help him put out the fire on the front of that.
That looks like it was probably a 4-passenger cabriolet type of thing with a
Yeah.
canvas top from around the 30s, late 30s,
Uh-huh.
maybe.
It could have been. I used to, it ran real well for a while. I'd always see it running around.
Hmm.
Trying to think what was behind that.
Now here's
Kim, happy
Roger.
belated birthday.
Roger.
Here's
Yeah.
Roger a couple years ago.
Just a couple years, I was dressed in my manager's outfit, a new suit, nice tie, and a hat.
The rebel flag on the front of the bumper.
God, what a time.
Oh,
period. So we didn't even think anything about all that stuff. Then. It just where it was.
Yeah. 426 Bourbon Street. That's a good looking fire truck.
Oh, that was just a gorgeous truck. It was a it was a lot of fun for everybody at the mustache, and we had it for the longest time. I think 65 or early 66 we picked it up.
You know what year and manufacturer that was?
It's American LaFrance.
American LaFrance, 1934 American
You remember
LaFrance.
what year?
I think maybe it's a 1928 American LaFrance fire truck.
Yeah, it's similar to what we had in Denver, but it obviously earlier.
Yeah, it's a little older, the body shape. And as I
Yeah.
was explaining before, one day, this was a chain driven truck, so you could hear it as you're shifting gears, the chain shifting in the bottom of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a interesting vehicle to run around in, I
Mhm.
must say. And everybody around the whole city loved it, knew about it. Tom,
Yeah, we take our fire truck out of St. Patty's Day parades with a couple of kegs of beer on it and start out getting the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department mounted patrol drunk and passing out beer to people all along the way. And it was just a lot of fun. It was a great time and a great place to be.
really, it's easy those trucks hold some nice kegs, so.
Yeah.
Put that pump on it and pump that beer out.
Okay, well, let me see. There was also a good shot of Barry. If I can figure, oh, here we go.
It is.
Wow, that's great.
Over Barry.
I know him anywhere.
Somebody cropped that one pretty good.
All right, I got to find it.
That's all right.
Too many things are open right now.
I'm sure you got a lot of stuff looking. Look at.
Hold on, it's coming. It's coming.
Attention bills.
Oh my goodness.
Hey,
Well-
good one.
That's a few years and a few pounds ago.
Wow.
A little hair.
That's
Where is that, Barry?
taken. That's taken when I was with the show band. That's in Victoria, British Columbia. We were
Oh,
playing
yeah.
at Bouchard Gardens.
Oh, that's a beautiful place out there. That's a good picture.
That's a good picture, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's
Thin
good.
and with hair, and it was black.
That's not a comb back, huh?
Man, if I get to that weight again, Jesus.
Really, magic. That's a neat picture.
That's a good picture. Wow.
I'll try to find something else.
I sent a few. Did you get them?
Yeah, you guys talk for a minute. I got to figure out what I did with the pictures that came in today.
Thanks, man.
They've all been deleted.
You're supposed to be the director in this. Come on.
I'm trying my best.
Well, I'll tell you that picture of me, I was 19 years old. That
Wow.
picture. And I would say 7 weeks before that picture was taken, I was waiting tables in a New Orleans club, and Roger comes up to me and said, "Look, we're sending you to New York." I said, "I've never flown and I don't have any money. Y'all don't pay me a lot of money here." He said, "No, we're going to pay for everything." You remember that, Roger?
Yeah.
No, we're going to pay for everything. You're going to be on salary. You're going to be playing every night.
It really.
Going up there to be part of Hairy Lip. I said, "What's Hairy Lip?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
The beginning of a new world.
19.
Oh, that's a cool one.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's a good one.
that's a good one too, yeah.
Couple of Hall of Famers there.
I'll tell you, I'll still say it. Most of us work with Joe Terra. He's the most amazing showman I've ever worked with.
He was a great person, wasn't
He was amazing. Look, he couldn't sing good. He couldn't play the washboard that good. He wasn't a good looking guy, for sure. But when he got on that stage, he had everyone in the palm of his hands.
Well, he could light his room up. Was a good actor and just came
Yeah.
across. He made everybody laugh.
He knew what he was doing. All that was calculated.
Yeah.
Even though it came natural to him, it was calculated. He knew what he was doing. He was the most amazing guy on the mustache stage I worked with, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
He never came to New Orleans, did he?
No, he stayed in the village, but in this picture, he's in Wildwood, New Jersey. He
Yeah.
finally ventured out and went down to Wildwood.
He didn't like to travel.
But even when he was in Wildwood, he stayed within a 2-block radius of the club.
Really? That's
Did any of you
interesting.
guys ever meet his brother, Tony, and
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
Tony that
Sure,
had
I
the bar in Key West?
Oh,
I used to play
yeah.
it every winter. We'd play Key West at Tony's club, and every summer we'd play here in Wildwood, New Jersey.
Yeah, I wish I'd have
That's a-
gotten to Cape Cod and some of those other things. I did get to know Joe a little bit when I spent 2 months at the New York club before going to Brussels, but he amazed the hell out of me too. The things he did with the pull things for clapping hands, and wasn't the bass drum thing some kind of a pneumatic thing with a button on the floor?
All I remember is the bananas he pulled. He
Yeah.
pulled bananas.
Yeah, he was pretty amazing.
All right, well, I didn't know if this was Big Bill or if it was,
That's Big
Yep.
Bill.
Big
Bill.
Bill.
That's Bill.
Yeah.
okay. I just never saw Bill with his hair combed.
That's a good
That's a
one.
really old picture of him because he came to Denver, in the 70s at one point, and he looked a lot different then, and he was about twice that size when he came to Denver.
I think that picture was at the '87 reunion in Connecticut.
May have been.
Wow.
I think.
Oh,
I
I don't know.
Because
he
Bill
was
was
here-
clean shaven then. He looked
Yeah,
like he was trying to clean up his act as much as he could. Yeah.
Well, he
yeah,
ended
right.
up living in Thailand.
Yeah, he lived there
Right.
until he died. He lived there.
Yeah, he passed away. I kept in contact with him a lot once
I
they
did too.
got the
I
internet,
did too, yeah.
Stuff
Yeah,
like
I
that.
did too. I did too via Facebook.
He met
Yeah.
a lady named Ellen Davis at Mardi Gras in 75, I think. She was from Jersey, and they came up to Denver and stayed at my house for a couple of months and then did other things. He owned a restaurant in Steamboat Springs for a while and then went to Thailand and stayed there and was married to some Thai girl who's they owned a restaurant, but Americans can't own property there. So his wife and her family did. And he was the doorman, the front man for it. And he always had a con. He was a cool guy, an interesting guy, but he always had some scam or con going,
So
Story
he,
of life.
Bill was working in the New York club, and then he came down to New Orleans, and he wanted to sing all of Terra's tunes, like 42nd Street and Boulevard of Broken Dreams,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And the thing is, when he set the tempo, stomp his foot on the stage, we'd all laugh because every time he'd stomp his foot, the piano would move.
But Bill had a lot of talent. He just it was a shame he didn't use it most of it in a real positive way. But what a cook he was! My goodness, he was a hell of a cook.
Oh,
He's a good guy.
That's
I
next
can
now.
imagine his Taiwanese wife was probably about a tenth the size of him.
She was real small. I had a,
Yeah, we got some pictures of her.
yeah, exactly.
Flower was her name. That's what he called
Yeah.
her.
I don't know where you guys' mind goes, but mine imagine something pretty weird.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, oh yeah.
I was getting there too.
I could tell you a couple of stories, but they're not for this forum.
Ah,
He had his last few years in a wheelchair. He couldn't really do much
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah,
Well, I'm trying to find what you sent this time, Roger, and I know here's one of them.
Come on, David, what's up? Oh, yeah.
there we go.
There you go.
Whoops.
I know that guy.
Yeah. That's at the 50th.
who's the guy on the left? He looks familiar.
I don't know the guy on the left.
What about the guy on the right? I can't tell who that is.
The guy on the left is Michel Levignac, I think.
Ah,
And the guy on the right, I don't know.
That's always interesting. So I'm at the party, nobody knows about. I don't know who it is.
Wow. Yeah.
Jim, you hadn't aged in 10, 11 years.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, you haven't.
It's all clean living, fellas. It's all clean living. That's the way it goes.
That's what it is. That's a good picture.
For now, who's the guy to the left?
That's Marty. Marty.
That's
Fleck.
Marty.
Marty Fink.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Fred.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't. Yeah.
Fun week up there.
I talked to Ken McBride last week after the Zoom thing. He's doing okay, but struggling because Kathy's Alzheimer's, and he said her best friend and stuff from college was coming in to visit and things, but he sounded good. And like Kent's always optimistic and everything. He sounded good. And I said, you got to get back on the Zoom thing someday, because a lot of people ask about him and everything. He said he might try to do that before too long.
Good.
Yeah, he's always optimistic. Whenever I
Hey,
talk to him.
David.
Hey, David.
Hey, David.
Hey, guys.
David.
Happy Jazz Fest.
Yeah. For day
Yeah,
one.
I'm going to play a job right after this call. I'm putting my clothes on, going down there to play a Jazz Fest party.
At the
Yeah.
a party? Okay.
Yeah, right now. As soon as the call's over, I just got out the shower and put my suit on and drive down to the quarter.
Yeah, you smell a lot
Who you
better
playing
than
with, Barry?
normal.
Barry, who you playing with?
It's a trio, a clarinet player and a bass player.
Well, I wanted to ask you, do you know Lewis Ford?
Yes, I do.
I met him he was in an Evergreen Jazz Festival about 8 or 9 years ago, and he and his band are going to be there again this year.
Yeah, I worked with him maybe 2 months ago.
Do you know a bass player down there named Hank Bartels?
Yeah, I know him well.
Is he still around?
I work. He's up in age. He's like 87 years old now.
Yeah, I've known him. I met him, oh geez, I don't know, sometime in probably the early 80s at Sacramento Jazz Festival. He was playing there, and his son Vince is a drummer.
Right,
And
right.
Hank's one of the real nice guys I've ever met too.
Hank was a great player.
And isn't that amazing? 80 years old. It doesn't sound like that far off.
Hey, for me, it's not.
that
It's
far
only,
off. That's the
for me, it's less than a year.
It's in my
Dad.
rearview mirror.
Be careful how you talk about 80. Some of us have passed that long time ago.
Jesus.
Yeah, so Jim, happy belated birthday.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. Very nice. Very nice of you.
Which one? Which one, Jim?
If I tell you, I have to kill you.
Okay.
Like, he's got.
Well, are you older than me? I'm not quite 80, but I'll be there soon.
Well, I'm past that.
You're about the same age as Joel, right?
What's Joel?
Joe's got to be 86 or so by now. I would bet.
My
I
next
would
one,
guess that.
my next one's 85.
Nick, I would have never thought that.
Well, that's good.
Well, you're well preserved.
I take my medicine. It's called Budweiser.
Now, the guy behind Joel, he died, didn't he? He was the guy who organized the,
Yeah, isn't that Joe Sakala?
Right.
Yeah,
Could be. I can't
Joe
tell.
Sakala behind Joel.
Yeah, he was a partner in the Holiday Inn.
Yes.
yeah.
He was a
Ira,
manager.
do you have an
He was a
alarm
witness.
set or something?
When he married to Kathy Goodleaf.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yes.
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
What's that guy sitting?
Joe Sakala died. What'd you say,
Right.
Ira?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he died about a year or two ago.
That's
Who, Joe
right.
Sakala?
That's right.
Yeah,
Right.
he was married to Kathy Goodleaf.
Yes,
Yes.
Right. The sweetheart.
yes, she
Yeah,
was.
she was very nice.
Oh, she was great. She used to keep everything organized in that office. Make
Well,
sure-
they had a son that was very involved in helping putting on that Carnegie reunion and stuff too, and he seemed like a really nice guy.
Hey. Ira,
Hey, I got here before Ira. That was good.
Pretty good.
Dan?
Ira's got an alarm set for 20 to 6.
Ira, you're late as always, but welcome.
I'm always late.
Yeah,
Save the
well,
be-
but
save
you're
the best
welcome
for last.
always.
Hey, Ira,
So-
do you have
So
a?
what did I
job-
miss? What's the big topic?
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. Look at that picture.
Yeah.
And you know, all the way to our right, that's Tim Shea.
Yeah, he's a
Oh
judge.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Timmy Shea on the right with the brown shirt.
His
Yeah.
honor,
Never
Timmy Shea.
Okay.
Wow.
What city is he a judge in?
Down in Florida somewhere.
Florida, of course.
Oh, he is a judge in Florida?
Who, Timmy Shea? He's a
Yeah.
federal judge in Florida.
You know, well, what about Disneyland? You gonna get a job over there, Ira?
Nah, I don't think so. Disneyland's gonna move.
Then Florida better find a new location.
Yeah.
Yeah, the governor and Disneyland aren't getting along too well.
No, that guy is, he's
That's
a,
because the governor's an idiot.
Yep.
That's being nice.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's true.
yeah, that's true. He's a big idiot.
Now, Timmy Shea, man, he wasn't like that big when we was in New York, right, Barry?
No, he
No.
was. I remember him. He was
He was
He
a
was
lot
back in-
smaller.
a
He's a-
small guy. then.
Like small fin in New Orleans, yeah.
I remember that night when they said last call for alcohol and they had that big Marine sitting at the table in New York. And Timmy Shea walked off the bandstand and said, "Hey, last call, asshole." That the big Marine stood up and punched him in the face and laid him out on the floor.
Oh, boy.
Whoa.
Do you guys remember the tuba player that came to New Orleans from Chicago that stayed with Tim Shea that summer?
Yeah, Tom Kratchmer.
Tom Kratchmer. Okay.
I don't remember that name.
Wow.
Wow.
Got a good memory, Barry.
Tim
Yeah,
Shea,
Kratchmer
federal
was-
judge.
Well, he lived with you guys out there in Lakeview,
Right.
that little apartment complex.
Right. Yeah.
He's the first guy I knew that had a Dodson, or they call them Nissans now.
Dotson. Oh my
Dotson.
God.
Well, that's what they called it back then, a Dodson.
Yeah, Dotson.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
250Z or something like that. Dodson 250Z,
240Z was the first one.
40Z. He's the first
Yeah.
guy I knew. I remember seeing that car and saying, "Wow, I've never seen anything like this."
Yeah, he was a good mechanic. He helped us with our truck.
Really.
All right, Roger, who's this?
It's
Oh,
Steve
God, there's Yoakum,
Yoakum,
B, Marty Fay, and Little Ira.
right.
Good night, really?
Yeah.
I'd hardly recognize.
I
That
think that's at the sidebar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yoakum's looking good.
The good times.
My goodness.
I think that's hilarious.
I know all those guys, but I wouldn't recognize one of them.
They
Jesus.
sent that picture to Joel and said, "Everything's okay down here, Joel. That's why the club closed."
Oh,
If none of them, New Orleans would have outlasted all of them if it didn't
Oh,
burn
yeah.
down.
It hadn't burned down.
Oh, yeah. I remember having a big discussion with Joel about the lifespan of a club, and we all concluded, he and I concluded that New Orleans will probably go on for a lot farther than all the rest of them. But,
Yeah, I agree with that.
For the location, right on Bourbon Street, yeah.
We were in the heart of the French Quarter,
oh, yeah, absolutely. Beautiful location.
26 Bourbon.
It would probably still survive now.
Yes, it would.
think so.
It would,
I think it would.
definitely. Just need to change the tune list a little bit.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Take the rebel flags down.
The point I was gonna
Yeah,
make.
really.
Right, yeah.
And you couldn't say, doing this, save the Dixie cups, you all, because the South going to rise again. You couldn't do that anymore, could you?
No,
But case in point, look at Pat O'Brien's. They changed their tune list just a little bit, but they're doing the same shit.
Exactly. The mustache nose.
Brussels.
Anybody remember that? It's
oh, yes.
Oh, I have that magazine.
you have,
Do you really?
No, I don't have that one. I'm sorry. That's one that says Brussels opens. No, I don't have that one.
I have one copy of a mustache nose, but I don't think it was, I'm not sure if it was that one. And I think I sent it to Tom and Bill a while back. I'm not sure if I did or not.
Yeah, well, it's not this one then, because it's the older one. I remember that.
I
Yeah,
got the one that was on display at Carnegie.
yeah, could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
But it's- I don't have this one.
issue number 5.
Huh.
That was a interesting piece of news we put together.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of funny stories inside.
Huh.
All right, let's see what.
That was Fred's idea, wasn't it? Or was that yours, Roger?
No, that was Fred's idea. He wanted to do that, and he was involved in the high school newspaper, the same high school he went to. It was
Oh,
called the
okay.
Pioneer.
Yeah.
Ronnie Sater.
Yes, it is.
So, Mr. Sater. He's one of the nicest people I've ever. worked
yes, he
with.
was.
He's just a gem. When I saw
So
him,
was he the manager? Why was he dressed like that?
Well, we were at some event there, and when I talked to him last time I saw him was at our reunion. I said, "Ron, you still got this hat?" He said, "You better believe I still have it." He says, "Now wear it." I said, "Okay." No, he was the controller and the accountant, head accountant, and
Yeah.
handled all of Joe's money.
We all knew him because he signed the checks.
That's right.
He had an office on 8th Avenue.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he had his office right behind the mustache there.
Yeah, but there was also an office on 8th Avenue, Roger, I think.
I don't remember that one. I just
Yeah.
I know we had we also had an office in the bottom of Joel's house.
Oh, what, on Waverly?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was just Ron used it sometimes. I was over there and Joel used it. That was a great building. I love that place he had there. I love
Imagine what that's worth today.
Oh, God.
Oh,
I have no idea. It's such a beautiful brownstone. It's just, he had it fixed up so nice. And I loved it when he left town. I got to go stay over there and everything. Hey, there's come Mike.
Mike.
Mike
Hey,
Gentry.
Mike,
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Mike Gentry.
Hello, guys. How y'all?
Hey, Mike.
Nice to
All
see
good.
you.
Looking good. I just got in out. I was outside on the tractor.
What are you
Bush
doing with the
hawking.
tractor? Are you planting a garden?
Yeah, no, bush hogging at Lower Meadow.
Ah,
Here you go, Mike. We got a picture for you.
Timmy Shea.
yeah,
Right.
Judge
oh,
Shea.
Jimmy Shea. They say he went away.
Yeah. Judge Shea.
Judge Shea, yes.
Judge.
That's
That picture was at Carnegie, right?
Yes.
I think that was when you first walked in. That's the little booth they set up.
That was a hotel, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, you got your partner next to you, Bruce O'Neill.
Yeah, right. That's your buddy. That's your buddy. That's Mr. Seventh Chord.
So,
That's a bad joke, Roger. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Barry and I have been trying to teach Bruce O'Neill chords, and he doesn't need them. So it's a long, disgusting story.
Oh,
Well, the
that's
thing is, he won't play a minor seventh chord, and the music, the mustache music, that's a pretty important chord. He just plays a straight minor and doesn't add the seventh, which changes the whole complexion of the sound. You know,
funny. He did have a sound of his own.
Jim, you know what I'm talking about.
You bet. You bet.
You know, it changes the sound if you don't add the seventh. You know, before the dominant chord, and he'll.
Yeah, but if you're gonna have to leave a note out, leave the seventh note out.
Well,
Hit the
that's
other-
what he does.
Hit the other three, and at least you got three quarters of it there.
But that's what he does.
Yeah, that's okay. Bruce O'Neill, he's all right. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Everybody
Mike.
looking good?
Mike,
Hey,
are you
Mike,
gonna be in Denver anytime in the near future?
No, possibly this summer. I'm waiting for a return of information on my 60th high school reunion in Denver. So I'm still
Oh,
waiting.
wow. Mine
For
was
North-
last year, but I couldn't make it for health reasons. The reason I'm asking is Evergreen Jazz Festival is coming up the last weekend of July. Queen City's playing it. We've just been invited to play it. It would be fun if you were here at that time and you could come up and do some stongs and get silly with us like we always do and hang out with us a little bit and think so. I'll send you some information on it just in case that would work out.
Do that. Just send me an email or a message or something, Mike, will you please?
Yeah, I will.
Hey, again, I'm still waiting for nobody seems to know anything. It's one of those, it's one of those jobs at North High School where the left hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Mike,
I can't bribe, I can't get any information out of them.
Oh, my God.
Ira, here's one for you.
Yeah, me, little Ira, Dennis Riley, and who's on the right? Barry, do you remember him?
No, I don't. I looked at that picture. And
Is that, you know who that is? I think that's Bill Cahill. I think that's Bill Cahill.
a New York bar song. How about that?
Yeah, right on the sidebar.
You always see pictures of New Orleans bar songs, but you don't run across New York bar songs too often. The big
No.
We had some good ones in Denver, didn't we, Mike?
Yeah, we did.
Hey,
We
Mike,
did.
Gentry, be sure to let us know when you're coming to Denver. Mike,
Okay, I will let you know for sure. We'll get together.
Yeah.
Get together and trade some lives.
yeah,
Mike, what are you planning? Are you making a garden with your tractor? What are you doing?
No, I'm bush hogging the lower meadow, which is it's all grass basically. It's about 4.5 acres.
Oh, wow.
And we got 8.5 acres altogether.
That's
out in
nice.
the
Wow.
out in the middle of the ozone.
4.5 acres, that's one hell of a lot of grass. It'll take you a long time to smoke that.
So some things don't change. Mike was bush hogging back in the mustache.
All right, Ira, here's another one.
Oh, yeah, there's the
That's a
Oh,
good.
yeah.
gigs.
Oh, God, yeah,
That's big R and little R.
right.
Banging the barrels.
Hmm. Hey, Mike, you had your reunion last year in Denver, right?
I did, my reunion was my 60th reunion would have been last year, but I had some health issues and ended up not being able to go.
Do you know if Ron Fuller was there?
No, I haven't seen Ron Fuller in a million years, and he was a year or two behind me, and I would love to find him. The last time I heard, I think he was in Florida, and he owns a bunch of restaurants or something, and I haven't been able to track him down, but he wouldn't have been at that reunion because I graduated in 61. I think he was 62 or 63, but I knew him in high school.
Yeah.
What's
So Mike,
high school is that, Mike?
What?
What high school was that?
Aurora,
Yours?
Aurora, yeah. When it was only high school in Aurora, and then later it became Central, but I don't acknowledge the Central part of it. To hell with that. But you were what, 62 then?
What city was that then?
Aurora, Colorado.
Aurora. Okay.
Yeah, on the eastern edge of Denver, you know,
Yeah.
before you head out to Kansas.
I know, Saudi Arabia, right? Saudi Aurora.
Oh,
Saudi Arabia at the time. Now it's even worse than that. It's Saudi Ethiopia and all kinds of other things. But so what, you were 62, Mike?
That's right. Which is kind of cool because I graduated 62 in North, and my mother graduated 38 from North, and my grandfather graduated 06 from North.
Wow, that's cool.
That goes back a ways.
That's a tradition, man. Jeez.
Petrocelli graduated from North too, didn't he?
Who?
Petrocelli?
No,
No, where? I thought he went to North.
he may have, but I never
you're-
knew it.
Yeah.
Because I left North, in 62. I graduated 62, went right in the Navy, and I was gone for 4 years.
Yeah.
So I got back in 66 and worked with the mustache.
Was Jack LaForte teaching music there when you were there?
Who?
Jack LaForte. He's a reed player and he taught at North for years, but he may not have started there until after you left.
Doesn't sound familiar. No.
it was me.
LeBeau was about the same time as me. He went to Lincoln.
Yeah,
He's a couple 3 years older or younger than I
yeah.
am. And
LeBeau's gonna be up at Evergreen this year, sitting in a little bit with some bands. He'll sit in with us a little bit. So it'd be wonderful if you could be there. I will send you that information tonight or tomorrow.
oh, please do. And like I say, I've got a couple of reunions. We're having a family reunion here in Arkansas of all the family on August 1st.
Oh, great.
So that'll be about a week-long bash, whatever. And yeah, if we don't
Hey,
kill
Mike.
each other, we'll be all right. You know, we'll just sit around, drink a lot of beer, smoke a lot of something.
Mike,
And,
Send Gim those dates. Send Gim those dates. He's looking for.
Just gonna ask you that.
Can't make it.
Tell me when you can't make the a reunion. We're still trying to schedule this thing, and
Okay.
and I'd really appreciate some input from you about dates you could make it and dates you can't make it. Most importantly,
Okay.
the dates you can't make it.
all right.
Jim, you got my email today about the dates? I can't make?
Yes, I did. I was gonna thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Do it in New Orleans and I'll figure out a way to get there if I have to hire an ambulance.
Well, it would be my pleasure, but Daddy Mustache has other ideas.
It's got to be close to him. It's got to be in Connecticut.
I know, and I understand that.
Oh, good. Jim, I'll shoot you those dates as a partial. That's all I can do at this point until
That's
I
fine.
hear more from the high school reunion people type thing. So
Yeah, I'm having a high school reunion too, so it's reunion year, I think.
oh yeah. Well, what grade you graduated 62?
No, I graduated in 57.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
It's the year I started high school.
I graduated in 55.
it's going to get into
Wow.
3 digits. That's going to get into 3 digits there pretty soon, Jim, you know.
Yeah, I know. Don't remind me.
Hey, he's hoping to get into 3 digits.
That's the near-term objective. Yeah, right.
Mhm. Wow.
Amazing.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Rick,
I read that Ronnie Bill died. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, that's terribly unfortunate. Yeah, but
Oh,
yes,
when did Ronnie Bill die?
a while ago, I would say several months
Couple
now.
months ago?
Oh,
A couple of months anyway. A month and a half, probably.
wow.
Well, at
Yeah.
our age, if you think something was a month and a half ago, it was probably 6 months ago. I mean,
Well,
I
that's
think
true. That-
I mean, I think if somebody said, when did you do that? And I say 3 years ago, and I look at the clock and then look at the calendar, and Christ, it was 5 years ago, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So if you're looking backwards, it always seems sooner than or closer than it was. So
Well, look, Carnegie was 11 years ago, y'all.
Yep.
that a
What was
bit
that, 2011?
seems like last week, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
It,
Yeah, where'd all those years go?
they passed by good, man. They passed by good. Yeah.
That's why we better have a reunion soon.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Yeah.
Jim, I have a question, and maybe I just haven't been paying attention, of course. With the reunion, is it still a plan to do a concert of some sort?
We don't know yet. Joel hasn't decided yet. There
We
is
get
a
a vote.
There is a
We get a
possibility.
vote.
Well, there's two possibilities, right? One, we just have a hang around the bar and play a lot and drink a lot of beer. I mean, that one.
I vote.
Which is the one I vote for.
Well, that
Or we
sounds
do-
great.
Or we do, not, I don't think, we certainly are not going to do a big rah-rah concert for half the world. I think if we do any, it's going to be a smaller deal. Because the place he's looking at has its own auditorium, so we could invite 100 of our closest friends and do a concert of sorts for them. But,
Is this place a school?
no, I don't know. I don't really know what it is.
Oh, so it's not.
And Marty's going to go look at it and see if it's really suitable.
Who's gonna
Was he
go?
looking for a place with a concert?
Joel
Who's
tends
gonna look at it?
Have to run, guys.
Hey, Rick,
Take
Hey,
care,
Rick. Okay, Rick.
Rick.
Rick,
Hey,
before
Rick.
you go, Rick.
Yeah.
Okay, next week I've got to work.
hey, Rick, a
So I'll
question.
see if Billy can.
Hey,
do-
that's good, Tom. Don't complain.
No,
Hey,
I'm
Rick.
not complaining, but I'll see if
Yeah, where's
Billy
Bill
can do
tonight?
Hey,
do
Rick,
this, and if he can't, I'll send you, and I'll just tell you that we'll do it the next week. Unless
Yeah.
somebody else wants to volunteer I can send you the codes.
If I do it, there won't be a meeting. I don't know what
Okay.
the hell's going on. Roger, maybe you can do it.
No.
Rick,
I'll let you know on Wednesday what's going
Get
on.
my young son, he can do it.
hey, Rick, would you
Yeah.
help with the tickets again?
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
Okay, thank you.
I'll watch for him
Hey, Rick.
later.
Is
Take
it gonna
care.
be
Care.
Zoom next month? The Zoom next week?
Well, if Billy can do it, but he's not on this week and I haven't talked to him, I can't do it.
Okay.
So Wednesday, I'll let everybody know.
Good.
Good. If Billy can't do it, we'll skip a week. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
right.
Well, it's nice whenever you can do it, Tom, and thank you for so much for doing all this for all this time.
Oh, no
Yeah,
problem.
right.
I like talking to everybody. I like seeing everybody. I just work starting to come back and
Yeah. Who else can we talk about the things we're talking about too?
And Mike
That's
Gentry,
right,
it's good to
Roger.
see you again.
I tell other people stories, they think I'm nuts.
This might be the next reunion, the way it's going.
Well, that's a strong possibility, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kim, what does this place have? Is it have alcoholic outlet in it? Is it like a
Yes.
beverage bar or?
Yes, it does.
I think it
Yes,
has
oh,
to,
okay.
Roger. I mean, come on,
Okay.
we're not that old.
Where is it, Kim? In New Haven?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be New Haven somewhere.
That's fine. I like New Haven.
Yeah, New Haven in good weather is a nice place. It's fun.
No,
A lot of things going on. And all those young co-eds from Yale. The scenery's pretty good too.
do they, do they have a time
You're
period?
not talking about trees and shrubs now, right?
We're
No.
talking the end of the summer, right?
Do
No,
we have a couple months in mind yet?
I don't know. Summer, it'll probably be July, August, September, October,
Okay.
maybe.
Oh,
It's got to, well, I don't want to get too far into the fall because then the weather starts to get
Exactly.
chilly. And
yeah,
Correct.
we got football weekends to compete with and all that stuff,
yeah.
September's good. September's nice in Connecticut.
Well,
September be good.
a lot
Yeah.
of events going on then though.
Well, September's bad for Tom, but
Tom doesn't play though, so it doesn't really matter.
well, musically, no, but you're part of the crowd,
Well,
Yeah,
I am part of the crowd, but I wouldn't cancel something because I can't make it, but I might
I
be
mean-
able to make it too.
I mean, you're part of the in crowd. That's what I meant.
I got
there
you.
you go. That's it.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll all have to see. I'm sure there's going to be a conflict or two somewhere because the responses that I got from my note are, this is good, this is bad, and it looks like a scatter diagram. I got to
Yeah.
figure
Yeah,
out.
you can't help that. That's no matter what you do.
That's absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
gotta be-
everybody has not done anything for 2 years, so they're all trying to catch up.
That's a
Mustard,
good
too.
point. That's a good point. Starting to get a few gigs now, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
I've heard about those.
Yeah.
Haven't experienced one recently.
No, it's been been pretty sparse, but
Well,
Well,
see, the
Barry's
thing-
playing every week.
Yeah, I'm
I
getting ready to go
gotta
one right now.
I've got to go 500. I've got to go 500 miles to do the gig. As far as New Orleans is concerned, anything down in New Orleans or with the crew,
I'm getting ready to go
4 or 5.
do a road scholar gig right now, Mike.
You are?
Yeah, right now.
All right, man. Good for you.
yeah.
And those are the gigs I like. You know why? It's from 7 to 8, 1 hour,
Ooh, wonderful.
That's it?
Oh, love it. Love
a
it.
1 hour show. We
Yeah.
do a
You
show
come
for-
across a guy named Drew Godfrey.
Oh, I don't know.
Does that sound familiar? He's with that group. So anyway,
Yeah, it is a great gig that I play. It's called the Road Scholars. And what they do is go around the world and they're into culture. They look for the culture of the place they're visiting. So they
That's a
come to
nice-
New Orleans, these groups of like 40 people,
Right.
and they bring them around to restaurants and, the culture spots in the town. But one of the things is they get a live jazz concert for their group. So it's in a nice hotel. And Mike came to one of them that I played.
I've been there. I've been
And they
there.
ask questions about the music, about the city and all that. And 3 of us sit up there and play for an hour. And it's a sing along, question and answer, listening, and they having dinner sometimes or drinks. And it's a delightful gig because it's only 1 hour.
Gotta run, guys. See you later.
See ya. Steve.
Okay. See you, Snake.
Yes, Nate. Take care.
Hey, I'm
Me too,
running too.
Me too, Snake. Thanks. It's
I'll
good to
see you
you
next
guys.
week.
See
Yeah, I'm
y'all,
gonna
guys.
check out too, guys.
Okay.
See y'all.
Adios.
See you next
See
week
y'all
or the week
next time.
after.
I'll let you know on Wednesday.
Next time. Let us know. Mike, good seeing you.
Good seeing
Take care.
you.
Yeah. Take care, everybody.
Okay. Talk to you guys later. I'm going to
Bye,
end.
y'all.
Bye
See you
bye.
Wednesday.
Have a good